What if the reason that your videos aren't connecting with your audience isn't because you lack confidence? What if it isn't because you're not good on camera? What if it isn't because you need a better strategy, better hooks, a better content plan? What if the real reason that your content isn't landing is because you keep editing yourself? You water yourself down and you try to sound like what you think everybody else wants to hear. In this video, I'm going to talk about the real reason that your content isn't working and what to do about it. Because I have a feeling that you are harder on yourself than anyone else is. I have a feeling that you have recorded content and you have picked apart every single little thing that you have said. You have rewritten and rewritten everything before you even hit record. I have a feeling that you have looked at somebody else's content and thought, maybe I should just do it that way. And maybe you've done this so many times that you don't even notice that you do it anymore. Somewhere along the way, you stopped creating from your own voice, your own beliefs, your own thoughts, and started creating from doubting yourself. And when that happens, your content starts to feel cautious, starts to feel totally scripted, and it starts to sound like everybody else. And that's not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're abandoning yourself in the process. And if you've never heard that term before, that's exactly what we're talking about today. My name is Ashley, and I help women over 40 stop second-guessing themselves and build a business that actually fits their life. So today we're talking about self-abandonment and what that actually looks like in your online business. There are several different forms of self-abandonment. We're going to go over just a few of them today. The first one is betraying your intuition. This is where you have a topic that you really want to talk about, something that you're super interested in, but you're like, oh, I don't know if it fits my niche, or I don't know if I should say that, or my coach has told me just to follow what everybody else does, but follow what's working, right? But something in you really wants to talk about that topic instead, but you just don't do it. You are afraid of what other people think, or maybe it pushes the boundaries a little bit too hard and you're afraid of what the outcome might be. Another one is overriding the body. This is where you work past the point of exhaustion. You are staying up late at night, you're getting up early, you're doing all the things, like any nook and cranny that you have in your day, you're squeezing in either creating content or editing or learning, and learning as much as you possibly can so you can fix it. Right? You are obsessing, you are losing sleep over your business. An example of this is a friend of mine. She was working 12 hours a day, literally 12 hours a day on her business that claimed to only have a 2-hour workday, right? But she was working so hard and nothing was working. She was exhausted. Her content wasn't landing. And when she finally realized that she needed to take a step back and to stop being so exhausted and to take care of herself. And then her content started to land because she started feeling better and wasn't so obsessed over it, right? When you work past the point of exhaustion, your body will shut you down. So a third way that self-abandonment presents itself is to shapeshift for acceptance. And this is where you try to be like somebody else. You try to mimic, you try to do what's working in your niche or whatever. And you don't be your authentic self. And I hated that word. I hated the word authentic self. But it's when you're not being you, right? I had a coach for a while that I was trying to learn, and she was super successful. She was almost at $1 million, and she was incredible. And she was vivacious and all the things, right? And so I got into her coaching, and she literally gave us the scripts, the 3 videos to do every day, how to do them, what to say, how the visual hooks to use, everything. And so I was trying to be exciting and jump out on this at the screen and do all this stuff. And my following was starting to grow, but I hated it. I felt like slimy because I wasn't being me. Right. So, and I still wasn't making any sales. And so when you try to be something that you're not, then obviously, you're abandoning yourself. And the last one that we're going to talk about, I think, happens so often that we don't even realize, especially as women, right? Especially if you're a mom, that you prioritize yourself over everybody else, that everybody else is so much more important than yourself. And so you do all of the other things that I just talked about, like you work past exhaustion and you don't be your authentic self because you know what, maybe your family isn't going to like what they see. So this is like, you're feeling energized, right? You're having a good day and you're feeling really good. And you have a really great idea that you want to do for your next video, but your kids are like, hey mom, I want to play. And so you're like, oh, I would be totally selfish of me if I would take the 15 minutes and go record this video. So I'm going to go take care of my kids and I'll just do it later. So then you record the video after everybody's in bed and you're exhausted and you've got bags under your eyes and you look like hell and you feel like hell and you do it anyway, and the video doesn't land. But if you would have had the energy behind your video and recorded it earlier, and you know, your kids could have waited 15 minutes, right? Like some things can wait. And then there's a balance, right? Of prioritizing your business and prioritizing your family. And that's what I know a lot of women struggle with. But you have to start like drawing some of those boundaries and doing what's important to you as well. And your family will understand. When they see that this is important to you, it'll be important to them as well. So put down in the comments, have you done any of these kinds of things? I know, like I told you about me, like trying to be like my coach. Now, have you done anything like that in the past? So let's banter back and forth a little bit and just see what some of the things are that we all do. Okay, so we just talked about the things that we do in our business and how it can present itself. But sometimes when you have abandoned yourself, it feels a different way and maybe doesn't exactly present itself in your business. There's several things that you can feel when you're abandoning yourself. One of them is constant second guessing. I've kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but you rewrite your content or you have 37 drafts sitting there and you're like, man, it felt really good when I recorded them, but now I don't know. Maybe I should say this instead. I don't know, right? And you're just not sure anymore, or maybe you've never been totally sure about any of it. And we talked about this earlier, the exhaustion that you just don't know why you're tired. You go to make content or you go to edit or something like that, and all of a sudden you just feel exhausted. That's because you are disconnected from yourself. Another way is that you feel invisible. You're showing up, you're doing the things, you're recording, you're posting, you're doing all of it, right? But because you show up so filtered, you feel like nobody's seeing you. And that's true. It's because nobody's seeing the real you. And another one, this one kind of surprised me, is resentment. That when you see somebody else that's successful, you see another coach, you see another person that's in your same like group or whatever, the product that you're selling, and they are successful, you're like, good for her, yay, whoop-de-doo, right? And you start feeling resentful towards that. This is because you're not allowing yourself to do the thing that you secretly want to do, whether you're admitting it to yourself or not, but you're not allowing yourself to come out of your shell and to do the thing that you want to do, like truly do it. Another one that I am totally guilty of is constant confusion. This is when you're watching another YouTube video, you're getting another coach, you constantly feel like this answer is better and this answer is better, and oh, maybe I should try this. And this is because you're constantly looking outside yourself for the answers and you're not trusting that you know already the things that you need to do and how you should say things and how you want to say things. Another one is anxiety. Anxiety before you record, anxiety before you publish, anxiety before you write your scripts, anxiety just in and around your business. You wonder how people are going to interpret what you say. You're going to worry about what people think. You think about posting it tomorrow instead. I just can't do this right now. Another one that isn't quite so obvious is feeling disconnected from your content. You go to record and you're like, well, I guess it's good enough, but that's not really what I wanted to say. And then this is the most sneaky one that I really wasn't aware of, that totally surprised me. This is the feeling of being trapped. You know that there's something that you want to say. You know that there's a message in your heart that's trying to come through. But every single time it comes up, you talk yourself out of it. And after enough time of you doing that, you end up starting to feel like trapped inside your own content. So self-abandonment doesn't feel like you're abandoning yourself, right? You're like, that sounds like a weird phrase. It feels like confusion. It feels like anxiety, exhaustion, second guessing, watching everybody else and wondering what you're missing. It feels like creating content that looks right on the outside, but it doesn't feel right on the inside. So why people self-abandon themselves is because at some point in their life, it worked to avoid punishment, to avoid conflict, to avoid rejection, to maintain love and safety and security in a relationship, or to gain approval, or to just survive emotionally. Oftentimes, this was all learned in early childhood, and I know mine was. Your nervous system learns attachment over authenticity, that is safer. And we go much deeper into this in The Rising. So now let's talk about what it actually looks like when you are connected to yourself. You say things like, this matters to me, so this is worth talking about. You don't worry about whether somebody else is talking about it, whether your coach approves of it or not. Not everyone is going to agree with me, and that's okay. I know enough to start, and I don't need to think about it anymore. I don't need more research. I don't need more permission. I know enough to get going. You know what? I'm exhausted. I am going to put this aside for a little bit. I'm going to rest because that is the thing that's most productive right now. I need to be real. I need to be me and not worrying about being perfect. In this video, did I say what I needed to say? Did I get my point across? If so, then it feels good. You say, is this true for me? Does this work for me? Did I get my point across? And am I allowing myself to say, yes, this is good enough? So you're probably saying, okay, Ashley, that's great, but how do I get to the point of being able to say all of those things? Number one, you start noticing where you're editing yourself. If you want to improve your hook or your ideas, you ask yourself, like, where am I editing this and why? Am I making this so that it's safer for me? Or is this making it so that what I want to say is coming out stronger? Number two, you follow the pull. You've got that like little voice that God's talking to you, your intuition, the thing that has been like bugging at you to say. And so you say it. Finally put it out there. Ask, the universe, ask God, like, help me say the thing that I've been wanting to say. Help me get it out there. And you do it. You trust that your voice, that your intuition is what other people need to hear, right? They need to hear you. The third way, publish before you feel ready. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be spotlessly edited and all of the things. And if you got your point across, but maybe not perfectly, put it out there anyway. And then each time that you say your message, each time you say the thing that you've been wanting to say, you get more confident and more trust in yourself that you're able to do the thing and say the things that you want to. Number four, ask yourself, what do I want to actually say today? Ask yourself one question before you create content. Instead of asking, what should I post? Ask, what do I want to post? What makes me feel good? What do I want to share with my people? Number five, keep one promise, just one small promise to yourself every single day. Start building that trust up with yourself. It can be something small, like I'm going to make my bed every single day this week, right? Or I'm going to work out, or I'm going to record one video where I'm just saying what I want to say, regardless of the algorithm and my niche and all of the things. Like just one video. Maybe the rest of them can be scripted and safe and all the things, but just one video. Do one thing every day, commit to it. And as you find yourself keeping your promises, you build trust with yourself and in turn comes more confidence. Number 6, stop outsourcing every decision. Stop asking everybody else, is this right for me? Should I do this? Does this look good? What about this? What about that? What works for you? Like, for example, my background, I have paneled walls and they're dark, and I have been concerned about my background forever. And now it's like, just do the video. Just do the stupid video. Nobody cares about your background. Nobody cares about, it's all about what your video says, the content in your content, right? So while you're worried about everybody else's opinion, your opinion deserves a seat at the table as well. And number 7, this is the biggest one. Let your content sound more like you. Like, do you swear in real life, but not in your videos? Are you bubbly and vivacious in real life, but not in your videos? Or maybe you're shy and quiet in real life, but you're trying to come out and be this crazy, wild person in your videos. You know, or maybe it's smaller things, you know, where in your videos are you not being your true self? So the most powerful thing that you can take away from all of this is that self-trust isn't built through affirmations. It's built through doing the hard things. It's built through listening to yourself. It's built through honoring what you know. Every time you say what you really think, every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you choose authenticity over approval. All right, I have the feeling that this video wasn't really about content, right? It's more about the relationship with yourself, because your content will almost always reflect that relationship. So in my next video, I will be talking about how to create that content that really does feel like you. So if you feel like that there's a deeper pattern going on here, that's exactly why I created the next step roadmap. Sometimes you're just a little too close to your own situation to really see what's going on clearly. The roadmap helps you uncover what's actually keeping you stuck and the patterns that you keep repeating. And it gives you a 90-day roadmap to follow and the next simple step to take to help you get unstuck and move forward in your online business. I will have the link for the next step roadmap linked below. And if this video helped you, I would love for you to subscribe. My name is Ashley. This channel is all about helping women over 40 find clarity, trust themselves again, and build an online business that actually fits their life. I will see you in the next video.